Well, that was interesting.
Hey, it's Justin. We're out in the woods today and cutting some dead trees down, dangerous ones, and also wanted to demonstrate the possibilities of using a winch, a Badlands winch, in the process. And what I have here is the cheapest one Harbor Freight has to sell. I'm wearing the remote on a little retractable keychain here, and it keeps it close to me at all times, keeps me from losing it as well. And you'll see how I managed to use it to make that mess back there behind me. Now, you'll also see a lot of things in here demonstrated that you should not attempt. As I watch this, I would strongly caution you to consider anything other than recreating what you're about to see. Getting rid of a couple widowmakers back here. We're going to take a little bit of a closer look. Here's one. Kind of ugly looking, already dropped a little bit out of the top. And here's two more right next to it. And here's the fourth one I'm worried about today. Normally this wouldn't be that big of a deal. I would probably just let it wait until winter and take them down when there's snow on the ground, and I'd have an easy time skidding them out of here. But I just found these this past week, and this is an area that my kids like to walk, so there's a path back behind here, so I'm going to get rid of them before they can cause any trouble.
And looking up here from the underside, you can see they are just a mangled and tangled mess. It's going to make this a little interesting.
Okay, the chain is run to the winch on the tractor about 3 counties over. It's no way it's going to get hurt through there. The chain is actually slack. I don't want the tree to move while I'm cutting on it, being that there's a whole mess of dead branches up there. Well, that was interesting. Okay, now this one's pretty well set. We got that one out of the way. This one we're going to drop right through the opening that we just made into the lane here. Okay, let's take just a minute here and discuss just for a quick second why those are called widowmakers. See, I've dropped a fair number of trees, and usually I can call my shot. I know where they're going. And these are called widowmakers for a reason. They are dead as can be. They are not a living organism. They've dropped branches, their bark's fallen off, and they are dangerous. So I'd just like to take a minute, because I'm sure somebody watching this is pointing out a couple things that didn't go the way maybe I would have expected them to go, and that's for a reason. That's why they're called widowmakers, and that's why most people would be told to walk away. Let somebody else handle this. So that one should have scraped by that tree and landed here in the lane. Didn't quite make it. So we're gonna pull it down the lane, get it laying flat, and we're gonna drop this one right here, right next to it. Okay, gotta revisit this one more time. How many of you noticed that when this big cherry finally hit the ground, that branch out of this elm came down with it? Yeah, unpredictable. Unpredictable as all get out. That's why common safety principles are paying off here. Staying out of the bite, staying away from anything dangerous. There's a reason they call them widowmakers. You gotta have your head on a swivel out here. was wondering how this last one was going to fall, because I could see the grapevine up there going through it and tying to a couple other trees. I wasn't sure if it would come down on its own or if I had to help it out, as I did. But hey, why not? We're trying to demonstrate how a winch can be used. We used the winch, trees down, yay. So here we are wrapping it up, and I'm sure some of you might have seen that and wondered why I was cutting the stumps so high, why I was afraid to cut lower to the ground. And you'll see here, we're working in a fence row. You can see that, got barbed wire run right through the tree. So I'd rather avoid cutting wire if at all possible. And for proof of concept here, I'm using the cheapest winch I could find. I just wanted to see if this attachment that I built for the tractor would work the way I wanted it to. And for that, all I needed was the bare bones, cheap remote control winch. That's all I was looking for. So I think it worked all right. Okay, one last thing here for the wrap up. They're called Widowmakers for a reason. This was by no means a how-to video. I didn't intend to demonstrate proper cuts. I didn't intend to demonstrate felling. It's not what I'm here for. Just wanted to play with the winch and drop a few dead trees that needed to come down before they hurt somebody. The principles, the safety principles that were used were never walk under a cut or under a tree once you begin to cut on it. And stay out of the bite. Stay away from places where the chain or the cable are taut. Work as far away from that stuff, especially if it's under tension, as possible. Another safety principle, I always had an out. You might not have seen it from the angle that the camera was at, but there was always an escape route. I was always prepared to dive if I had to. Hope you enjoyed it. That's a real mess back there. I'll get to cleaning that up later. Take care.